Oh my god, I'm voicing over the morning after because last night my bridal nails with Jen was supposed to air and they went away. So I had a bit of a cry last night and then I went in the salon and I created these. So these are for a second collaboration I have lined up. And this is with the fabulous Jodie. So I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know who Jodie was a few weeks ago. Well, I probably did. I think I did. I'm sure she's ordered from me before. Basically, I do not watch YouTube much. I don't really subscribe. Well, I've subscribed to loads of people, but I don't really watch and follow and stuff. There's numerous reasons, mainly because I don't really have the time. And I'm also really conscious of the fact that you can get inspiration quite easily from other people and then be accused of copying and stuff. So that's why a lot of the time I try not to watch too much of other people's content, just because I don't want to start mimicking and imitating them without realizing. So it's not a personal thing, I just tend not to. But I shared a video a few weeks ago and I got this one arsey comment basically going, "You stole this design from Jodie." And in the reply I was like, I don't even know who you're talking about, to be honest. And I hadn't, because the video was shared for, oh, anyway, blah blah blah. So anyway, so I was like, who is this Jodie person? So I went and found out, and I was like, oh, her nails are pretty goddamn gorgeous. Subscribe, watch a few, message her, see if she wants to do a collaboration. So here it is. So the other week I decided to contact people to see if they wanted to do some collaborations. I'm starting to feel a little more motivated and wanting to do pretty things again. So I did that. I then went on to the Facebook group. There is a link below for my Facebook group, basically to say, does anyone want to do a collaboration, and also what kind of themes shall we do? So both Jodie and Jen chose bridal, and with Jodie I was like, let's do a little different. So as you saw at the beginning of the video, I shared some mood boards of some like Princess Jasmine nails. And here we go. Oh, I've rambled on for like 2.5 minutes there. So as you can see, I've got Miss Elsa out again. I've fitted forms, applied thin clear base. That first colour I came in with is Moon Jelly. Oh my god, is it the most beautiful colour you've ever seen? So this is, it's from Glitterbells, and it's very much a me colour. I have about 1,000 different colours, the same kind of Tiffany blue, tealy turquoisey, in like the fraction of a shade different. This is definitely up there as one of my favourite. I think it's just stunning. I've then come in with some Swan Lake. This is one of my glitters, and it's just, they just go so well together. So I then let them just kind of set into place, and then I'm going to cap this in clear. I'm going to stop talking for a little bit as well, because I have just talked for 3 minutes straight and I need to take a breath. So it's all kept in clear there. In this video I'm going to show all of the applications of the clear base, and also all of the capping, and I'm going to hold the nail to the side when I cap every single nail so that you can see the kind of shape and structure I have when I have finished my application. So I try and do as much as I can, as you can see, with my brush, so that when I file, because that is the problem I have the most, my hands are really bad when I file, so that is the shape I'm going for. So when I file, I need to do as little as possible, so I want to do as much as possible with my brush before. Oh god, the dog's going nuts in the background. This is just a little trick I have, as you can see. Whenever I'm working with stilettos, I put a little bead of acrylic at the very tip of the stiletto. Guys, not now. No, not now. Evie sounds savage when she plays with Max, but he's quite annoying. I'd sound savage too. So I put a little bead of acrylic at the very tip of the stiletto. It just gives you that little extra support while you're filing. I said this in another video as well. Snapping and a stiletto it breaks your heart. A little piece of your soul dies. So I always pop a little bit of acrylic underneath while I'm filing in. And I do this when I wear stilettos too. I always put a little bit of acrylic underneath, just because it just adds that little bit of strength there. I mean, you don't want to bulk out or anything, just put a little bit, little bit. So I'm now onto ring finger. Again, fitted my form and applied my clear acrylic. Oh, there's loads of noise in the background now. Sainsbury's have turned up for the neighbours. Everyone around here, like, it's like Sainsbury's and Waitrose, and then Asda turns up at my door. I'm like, hello. We really lower the tone of the area. And then applying moon jelly again. I can't get enough of this colour. I was literally going to use it on one of these nails. I was like, oh, we'll bust out moon jelly, we'll use that. No, it will go on all but one. It is, yeah, this runs this set. It's gorgeous. So again, creating just that tip. So blend it up, and then I'm going to create the rest of the tip with moon jelly. Now I went a bit dark. I did. I went for Sunkissed from CJP. I love this. I love it so much. I surprised myself how much I love this one. It's not a colour I would normally go for. Of all of the new cover pinks I got, it was the one I was like, meh. And then I got it out. I busted it out and started using it, and I love it. I love it so much. It's like a beautiful, like, I want to say terracotta, but not. It's like a terracotta nude, but not that orangey. It's so hard to, I mean, you can see it, but I like to try and describe them as well, because sometimes the resolutions are a bit off. It's stunning. I don't think it's something I would use sorry, there's loads of noise outside. I don't think it's something I would use a lot for cover pink like French. I'm not sure what skin tone this would work with too well, but for ombres, for full nude nails, yeah, I love it. And I think in the summer, this is a lovely summer nude, because it looks like a lovely glowy tan. It's just gorgeous. So I've created an ombre with those two colours, and then I'm just going to use my wet brush to pick up some of that Swan Lake again, and I'm going to apply that in my usual swipey swirly boodle. And now I start getting really particular, like picking up the tiniest little bits of glitter and making sure, like, I've got a little bit here and a little bit there. I really got quite particular with glitter. I am really enjoying, not in a horrible way, I'm really enjoying not having the client in front of me, because I don't have the time restraints. I really am taking my time with these nails. So, like, as I said in the other video that I lost, I do one nail at a time. I'm not going back and forth, and I don't feel like, right, I've got to get this client out the door in like 2 hours. So I think when we're allowed to go back to work in, I don't know, 3 years time, I think my clients are going to find quite a difference, and I'll be like, definitely opening my books up again, but appointment times are going to be a bit different. I want to kind of extend them. I want to stop putting a rush and pressure on me, and I want to really, if I've got a little longer time, I want to be like busting out sets like this, but like salon length. I really want to be pushing myself to be more creative, because I have really enjoyed it. So I'm now capping this nail in clear acrylic. So I will cap this, and again, I'll do a little sideways view once I finish capping, so you get an idea of how much work I've done with my brush before I then let it cure to file, and that's why I tend to work with slightly smaller beads. I know some people would get like a big wanging bead, put it on and cap the entire nail. I find it easier to work with smaller beads because I can then add and manipulate them, and I've got a little more working time that way. And here we go with the ring finger. So this one, I'm going to be doing like a little 3D gel, I think people call them like liquid crystal nail art design. So I'm doing a base purely of Sunkissed because I didn't want too much going on underneath. I'm going to bling this nail up. I can hear the dog destroying something in the background, for God's sake. Yeah, so all going just full on Sunkissed. And you'll notice whenever I'm working with a strength powder and doing all one colour nail, the first part I work on, I've placed the bead and then get that blend back. You always want to blend it in with the rest of the existing nail because you want to make sure you're not getting any of those shadowing lines, anything like that. So always get that blend back and then carry on pulling that acrylic down the nail. So it's almost like you've just gone, oh, the bead just got a little bit bigger, but always make sure you blend it back so you don't get any shadowing. And then for the index finger, well, it had to be done, didn't it? It's Moon Jelly, baby. Full on Moon Jelly. Oh my god, I could bathe in this. I want it on my walls. It's that colour. It's kind of a similar colour to the curtains in my bedroom. I love it. I'm gonna do a set of these for one of my clients, and if she's watching, she knows they're coming her way, because she's going to get some Princess Jasmine nails in the post. So I'm going to have to do a smaller set like this of press-ons. I'm going to do, yeah, definitely this for her, because she needs these in her life. Oh, they just make me so happy. You can see I've got Your Mint on my thumb at the moment. You can see how Your Mint is just a little greener and it's matte, whereas this has got, and it's this, oh, I can't wang on enough about how much I love this this acrylic. So I'm just going to shut up for the moment. So I've just created that lovely full colour now, and then I'm going to cap it in clear. And now for file. So side wall. There's no free edges there, let's face it. I'll just do a little around there later. Going around the cuticle area, nice and gently. Often with stilettos, I don't do the lower arch straight away. I like to leave that for a bit, so I'll often do the cuticle area before. Always make sure whenever you're dealing with extreme lengths, can you see how I'm always supporting the nail? So it's not just because it's a practice hand. This is how I would work on a client. Always like almost holding that nail in place, because there's nothing worse. If you've worn extreme lengths and you've filed them yourself like that, it used to make me gip, because I'd be filing away, but you've got obviously because one hand's got a nail on, the other hand's filing, you've got nothing holding that finger still, so you'd be like wrapping your other fingers around that one finger to try and hold it still, because as it jiggles and wobbles about, it makes me feel ill. It's like when you glue on a tip and then file that into shape. Oh, fingernails, chalkboard, it's gross. It really upsets me. So yeah, always make sure you're really supporting that nail. You want to make sure when you're doing a stiletto that you're always working round. My filing technique is always round. Keep going around. You want a lovely rounded shape to your nail. Don't, if you see like one side needs a little more work than the other, you still work the nail as a whole. You'll just put a little more pressure on the side that needs a little more off, and then lighten the pressure as you go round the nail. I think I need to update my filing techniques video, because I just do. And I'll keep going on about going round, go round it. Yeah, because that, you've got to work the nail as a whole. I'm really rambly today, I'm quite chatty, sorry. But yeah, work the nail as a whole and always thinking about it like that. So there you go. I think I've almost finished. No, I haven't finished. I think I'm going to do a side in a minute. Are we? No, there we go. So always have a little look, and that is it. So when people always say to me, like, what does your apex need to look like? It's the same, and that is the same apex that you would have for a nail a third of this length. And I think some people, that's where a lot of people go wrong. They think because they're extreme length, I need a massive wanging apex. You don't. A lot of your strength in these nails comes from down the spine of the nail as well. So you've got to make sure that bulking out is not top of the list when you're doing extreme lengths, because if anything, a bulky nail will actually be, it's just as bad as a thin nail. You'll always affect the integrity and strength. I don't know why we're just looking at me just jiggling about. I must have been doing something with Netflix, rewatching Tiger King while making these. I can't help myself. What is wrong with me? But I have to watch it. So yeah, so that is a filed in nail. Ta-da! There. Boom. So now we're going to add some stamping. So I used Henna Collection from Moyu, whatever you call. This is plate 3. And I used, I think the polish is Whiskey Sour, but I think it's one of their old ones. I'm not sure you can still get it. So I didn't really know what I was going to do. So I went for this lovely henna design and just putting it down the side of Moon Jelly. And they just work so well together. Oh. So I've done that, and then I'm going to use the same stamp again. And I'm just going to be really careful to line them up. I managed to do this in one go. That has never happened before for me. I normally take about 5 attempts of wiping it off and starting again. So you need to line them up nicely and then press that down. Be careful when you're working with the gel, the clear jelly stampers, especially with stilettos. You don't want to stab a hole in your jelly stamper. So be firm, but don't be rough. And then I decided to add just a little bit of the same kind of designs on to the glitter nail. I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to, but I just popped it on and I was like, yes, that looks cute. This could have been left plain, but I thought I'd just bring those two nails together. So I think the plates I used were 2 and 4. So I've picked up one of the hearts and I'm just stamping that on the cover pink nail. This is more as a guideline because I'm going to do some like 3D work on top of it. So then coming in with, this is Crystal Nails foil gel. It's at least a year old. I haven't done any foil work for a very long time. So I don't know if it's still available. Not sure. As you can see, I was stringing it all over the blooming nail. Okay, yes. Hello, Evie. You're covered in dribble. It's disgusting. They play, and then she comes in and she's got dribble all over her face. And she's like, kiss me. I'm like, no. No, I won't. Disgusting girl. Right, so yes. So I'm literally just going to colour in the heart in this gel. Your feet are cold. Oh my god. Foil gel. Right, okay. I'm sorry. I'm chatty and I'm making no sense today. Okay, so this is one of those gels that the curing time will depend entirely on your lamp. It's between 30 to 60 seconds. So as I hadn't used my new lamps with this, I kind of guessed it. I went for 30. Turns out I was quite right. So yeah, it's between 30 and 60. So I would always recommend whenever you're using a foil gel, just to have a good test and a play with it, so you know you want it cured enough that it's not going to smudge everywhere, but not so cured that it's not sticky enough to attract the foil. It's like stamping. It's one of those things, it's a bit of a knack. So the foil I've got, I genuinely can't remember where I got this from. I think I bought it from a closing down sale, again, 2 or 3 years ago. It's just this gorgeous, like, turquoisey patterned one. I don't know what happened with the screen resolution there. There we go. So I'm just going to use a lint-free wipe with some alcohol on it, just to take away the matte back, and then it goes nice and shiny. I then cured that gel for 30 seconds in my light, and as soon as it comes out the light, get right in there with your gel, because you want it to still be warm. Literally the minute it comes out of the light, bam, in with the foil, and there you go. So now I'm going to use some builder gel, and I'm going to first of all do a little layer of builder gel all over that foil, and then I'm going to pick up some bits of the Swan Lake glitter and tap that on the top. Then when I'm happy with that placement, I'm going to cure it in the UV light, good 60-second cure. And then I will apply another layer of gel. So that's cured now, applying another layer of gel, and then I'm going to use that brush again to pick up some of the ultraviolet. Oh no, these are some of my very old shards, and these are an opalite. They sold out, I'm so sorry. So I'm going to use opalite, and I'm just going to tap them into the gel and then cure. So now I've got my layers of glitter over that foil. I'm then going to come in with larger beads, and this is when I'm really going to create the shape. So I'm going to make a nice 3D heart and make sure that it's a nice even, if you need to, get your client to put their hand upside down so the gel kind of levels itself out a bit. And then as soon as I'm happy with the shape of that heart and the height of the 3D, I'm then going to cure in my LED lamp again. I'm then going to top coat the nails, so all of the ones with stamping I put a double top coat on, and then the ring finger, because it had no artwork on, I just did one coat. And then I'm just going to add some extra artwork around this crystal. So I'm going to come in with, this is a gold art paint that I got sent by Petra Jakes. I will pop a link in the description. And I'm just going to outline that heart, and then I'm just going to kind of follow the stamping pattern, just add a little bit of extra decoration. And when I'm happy with that, I'm curing in my lamp for 60 seconds LED. And then I'm going to forget to press record again. And I'm using these flat backs. So I used a butterfly and a heart Crystal AB Swarovski. And then I'm just using one of the, is it raindrop or teardrop? I can't remember which one it is. So I'm putting this at the tip, but with the pointing the tip. So it's kind of like upside down to how you'd normally use them. And then I'm just going to use a little round flat back there too. Obviously also if I was doing this on a client, I'd have probably buffed and then like top coated round, but because I'm just doing it on a display tip, I just went for normal glue to apply there. And then we're done. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Don't forget, there is in the description below, I will pop a link to Jodie's channel, so do go check hers out as well. I love these nails. I actually think the stamping nail is my favourite with Jasmine jelly. The plain is simplest nail, but that seems to be my favourite. I really enjoyed creating these, and I do think Jasmine would wear them for her wedding day. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye!